everybody? Happy Monday. Hope everyone's been having a good day and hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. So we've made it. We've done it. It's week 7 and we've got actually 2 matches today. Right now we're gonna have the NA rounds versus the coconut crabs. Then at 9 p.m. we're gonna have the glazed non-human primates versus the night owls. Between them we will have a little bit of a stream switch because I'm gonna be playing in that match, so we have to go offline or online, but hopefully you guys can join us for both streams. As you can tell, it's just gonna be me solo tonight, but it's fine. I'm used to kind of talking to myself, so it'll be fine. If the quality is for some reason not that great, please let me know. Otherwise, let's have fun. It's also a little date night, you know. Let's watch some League of Legends, you know. But please bear with me because I am also running the stream as well, so I just have to make sure that we're both set to go. So let me just check with the captains right now if they're both ready. This is a very anticipated match, so I'm excited to see how things are going to go. I think right now we have the 2 top teams matching up against each other, so excited to see what the turnout is going to be like that. Let me do my best right now to actually see where we're at with the standings. Again, if I can pull that information up real quick for you, that right there. Okay. So before week 6, NA rounds was at a 9-1. The wins to losses. Coconut crabs was 7-3. Night owls 5-5. Oh, sorry, the knights 5-5. The night owls 4-6. Eel plays 3-7, and glazed non-human was 2-8. So that data is not updated quite yet, based off of what happened in week 6. It's unfortunato. But we are going to go ahead with the bands. Hopefully you guys can see it without any issues. Trying to switch over here. So coconut crabs are going to go ahead and ban that Trundle jungle. That is a very common ban used against RIPDusty. Urgot gonna go get banned on the NA rounds. Classic ban for DrMcWeenBean. The Soraka, very good ban on the NA rounds to Area 95. Respect the heals. You don't want to have to deal with that. Fizz, another classic ban against emminik. That is his main. I think he maybe once or twice this season got to play Fizz and then no more. Olaf, another ban against RIPDusty. Again, he's fantastic with that, and that ult is quite annoying. And Maokai, that is going against Zanrick. I know his real name. Maokai, we've seen him a lot and do a fantastic job on that. Really good engage, real good tank, real annoying with his supplings hiding up in that bush. But we're going to go ahead and see the coconut crabs grab Yon. That is most likely going to go on emminik. We've seen him play that champ quite often and play really well throughout this whole season. So I think that's a good pick for him. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pick Akshan and Leona. We know Urgent Merchant really loves that Akshan. Did pretty well, I believe, in last week with that, so excited to see his performance on that as well. And Area 95 is going to go ahead on that Leona, so really good engage. Also taking Leona away from Zanrick, who also plays a really good Leona. So far, some pretty intense picks and fights coming out of here. I'm getting pinged. What am I getting pinged about? Okay. Top lane, we're going to see Darius top. So we're going to see the Doc on Darius. Nice pick as well. But I think that kind of also gives the opportunity for any rounds to counter pick that. What exactly counters Darius? I don't really know. Maybe Vayne. We're going to go ahead and see Nova on Lucian. Also a really great pick during this season. If you combine that with a Nami, that can get really annoying, but I think overall he's just a pretty good EDC as well. I don't know how he does against Akshan. So I think we're going to possibly look for a top pick in the NA next, which permanently now has wtfami. He's going to go ahead and pick that Dr. Mundo. Really good pick for him. Oh, interesting. So NARams didn't want to have to deal with the Luci and Nami potential combination. So since Area 95 already picked what her support's going to be, you might as well take away that opportunity for that Nami electrocute combination. And that's the only smart moment I'm going to have for tonight, because I've actually tried that out before, so I know about that. That's all I know, folks. Wow, another jungle band is going to go towards RIPDusty on that J4 and a Mumu. Oh, that's another good pick as well. We know that Zanrick has also been trying out that Mumu support with his double Q, and it's just an overall good chance to have in the late game with his engage in that ult. So good band there as well. And wow, so 4 bans against RIPDusty. Also getting that Udyr out and away from him. So I'm wondering what he's going to pick. I've seen him play Lilia before, so she's got some pretty good performance throughout this whole tournament. Kennen. Wow. I think this is the first time that we're going to be seeing Kennen in this tournament, and I'm not going to say whether or not it's a bad or good pick. I trust and believe everyone's pick, so I'm interested to see how that's going to go. That Leona with the Kennen, both their ultis and many stuns, maybe that will turn out well. Trying to think. Is that a Kennen? Oh no, that's a Kennen mid. Yeah. Then we're gonna go see a Vi jungle. Really good engage. Can tank and deal tons of damage. I think that's really great. And Zyra support. Yes. Yep. Zanrick does play a good Zyra support. So now the hot question is, what jungle is RIPDusty gonna pick when he's got 4 of his jungles banned out? I do believe though this man knows how to play his champ pool is pretty large though, so I'm not too concerned. Maybe he can find something out. But I'm really excited to see how the Yona and the Kennen is going to pan out. The little hamster is coming out. But feel free to go ahead and start dropping your thoughts of how you think this is. Just looking at the champ selection, how it's going to pan out. Rek'Sai, good pick. So this is blah, blah. These are the champs for game 1. I'm gonna leave it here for a second to let you guys mull it over. Drop your thoughts down purely on the comp, what your guys' opinions are. What do you like? What you don't like? And then meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get some paperwork done on my end. So please hold and excuse the momentary silence, or you can enjoy if my mic is picking up my typing ASMR moment. I'm gonna go ahead and let the folks know that they can go ahead and load up the lobby, and then once I catch up on what I need to do, let's try and chat about the picks. I'm gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit sunshine in your eyes. Ah, yes, I see we have a keyboard ASMR fan. Me too. Alrighties, I think all my paperwork is done. Let me go ahead and pause the music for a second. Alright, chat, so let me know your thoughts. So in case you missed it, we've got a top Darius, a Yone mid, a Vi jungle, a Lucian and Zyra in the bot lane for the Coconut Crabs. On the NA rounds, we've got Dr. Mundo top, Kennen mid, Rek'Sai jungle, and Akshan Leona in the bot lane. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Now, I think both teams have really good engage. I think NARams might have a little bit more CC potential with the Leona and the Kennen ult But with the Yon alt and Darius kind of go, we've had a reset. Okay, we had a little bit of an oopsie. Like I said, with the Yon alt knocking up, Darius coming in the back lane, hooking some people, grabbing some people away. The Zyra can actually be really annoying, throw out a lot of AP damage, along with the root, the Vi knock up. I don't know. Let me guys tell me your thoughts. How's it gonna go? What do you like? What do you don't like? Okay, we've got some Let's Go NA rounds up in the chat. Woo woo. Alright, and we are resetting once more. Maybe what I can do while they are figuring themselves out, I can kind of try and see where the standings are overall for the tournament. I don't have access immediately to the Excel spreadsheet. Thinking face. Thinking. How can I get the information to you guys? That includes the week 6 results. So week 6, Coconut Crabs came out with 1 win and 1 loss. So that would bring them to a 8-4. Let me jot this down on a notepad. 8-4, and then NA Rams, they went 2-0, which would make them 11-1. Okay, so, and then let me look at the other teams. So the other teams have 5-4, 3-2. Oh, I might as well finish the rest of them. Please hold. So the Knights, as of week 6, are 6-6. The Night Owls are, before week 6, they were 4-6. Night Owls. Okay, so that would be 4-8. Oh, that's the wrong window. Yo Plays and GNP. Yo Plays went 1-1. They each, but they both went 1-1. So it'd be 4-8 and 3-9. They should all equal 12, which they do. Okay. All right, here we go. So, as after week 6, NA Rams are 11-1. The Coconut Crabs are 8-4. The Knights are 6-6. The Night Owls are 4-8, tied with Yo Plays 4-8. GNP 3-9. So, if the NA Rams win both games today, it will be 13-0. Oh my word. If the Coconut Crabs win this one, it'd be 10-4. So I think it's fair to say that both teams have pretty much solidified their positions in the playoffs, with the Coconut Crabs a little bit at risk of maybe falling a little bit behind the Knights, and because 10 would be the highest that they could get, and if the Knights win both games, they'll be 8-6. So I think right now the Coconut Crabs and the Knights are kind of tied, potentially, with each other, if I'm doing this correctly. I don't know. But wishing best of luck to both games. Yeah, we've got a quiet crowd tonight, but appreciate the hype a little bit for the support of NA Rams. But let's get a little bit of support for the Coconut Crabs. They choppy chop with their little fingers and everything. But just a reminder, for those who kind of missed the beginning, this is week 7. This is the last one before the playoffs. right now we're having the NA rounds versus the coconut crabs, and then at 9 o'clock we are looking for the night owls versus the glazed non-human primates. Then our final game will be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. the Knights versus the Yo plays. So excited to see you all come and hang out with us. Excited to see how the playoffs go. For those who are actively involved in our coconut crabs, in our Wombo eSports Discord, once we finish all games for week 7, we're going to be sending out a kind of a ghetto-fied-ish version of a pick'em template. Once we kind of figure out the standings, we're going to send it out and let you guys kind of do your own little pick'ems. What are your thoughts on how the matches are going to go, and who do you think is going to be the Wombo eSports Season 1 champion? As of now, we don't really have a prize for people who guess it correctly or have the most amount of points, other than maybe usually at the end we have like MVPs or like person with the highest CS score or MVP or whatever. So maybe we can do that. Is the person who gets the most of their points from the pick'ems, they can be part of that list of really cool hip people. But I don't know, I think everyone in this tournament is hip too, so it's fine if you don't get it right. No one is speaking, so we don't disturb this superb. I appreciate it, but we'll love some company. But also, we've got some unbench the Kench, unload the Toad, uninhibit the Ribbit. I'm actually surprised Tom Kench didn't come out. The Darius was picked. We know that DrMcWeenBean loves to play a little of that Tom Kench, but maybe they feel it's a little bit of a risky play for this game. So going a little bit more on the safer side for DrMcWeenBean for the first game at least, but maybe we'll see the Ribbit in the second game. Well, let's go Merchant, baby. Love the Merchant. Love the hype. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. But we're going to go ahead and get loaded into the game. First game for week 7 of the Wombo eSports Tournament Season 1, and I don't have to worry too much about not being in sync because, hey, I'm the important one, quote, Gridstone, and I am the only one here, so it's fine. We're fine. But we're looking at here that the NA Rams are doing a 5-point defense. Pretty good, pretty classic. Coconut crabs, they have the tendency to try and invade, but I think they're going to try and play it a little bit safe. Having that Leona, I think they might be a little bit afraid of, but the Zyra possibly looking out to do a little bit of poking. I love Lucy getting some damage done from Yon and Zyra. Ward goes in on Leona, but she sees it, isn't able to get that combo because she doesn't have all of her skills yet to get rid of that ward. But no worries, by the time they get to the beginning phases of laning phase, that ward will die out eventually, so it should be fine. Akshan looking to do a little hovering over there. Oh, potentially looking to pick the Zyra and Lucian out after they finish getting or helping with that blue buff, but Zyra or Lucian, one of them put a ward there, so they know that they're there. So it's honestly a huge waste of time for them. Yep, they've been sought out. With some poking coming through and having that jungle in that area as well. Not much that they can do out of there, so they're going to go back to their lane. Thankfully, no deaths from that, but that was a really good ward on the coconut crab side, having an inkling that they might perhaps be sitting there waiting for them. So really good. I really like that one. That's huge brain move, big brain. Excuse me if I cough here and there. I'm still covering a little bit from a cough that was bothering me for about a week and a half. But I got my coffee. I've got my coffee next to me, so stay hydrated, whether it's coffee or water. Rek'Sai started with her red buff. I'm not sure if that's normally what's done, but RIPDusty is a great jungler, so I'm just going to assume that that is the norm. Going over to the blue buff. It's a pretty classic, you know, laning phase. Middle lane getting a little bit actually all three lanes getting a little bit pushed in. I'm not sure if that's favorable or not. But maybe that will allow for the lanes to roam a bit. And it looks like bot lane is either potentially looking to catch the jungler out. Yep. Looking to catch the jungler out, trying to get some deep wards. Rek'Sai is going to go on the luci and isn't able to completely finish that yet. Oh, Ignite gets onto the Rek'Sai and that confirms death over there. But the mid lane is coming into response. Urchin Merchant able to pick up a kill and clean up with the Zyra. So that is a 2-for-1 first blood going over to the Coconut Crab side. But NAR was able to respond a little bit and give Akshan 2 kills. So again, I did not watch last week's game, but I'm aware that Urchin Merchant did play Akshan, so that is kind of a little bit scary. Getting those 2 kills over in the early game for Urchin Merchant. He is a great player. Oh boy. But Nova also has shown fantastic performance this whole season, so it's okay. 2 kills, you know, you might not have gone as well, but you can still come back from that, you know, just keep that communication going up. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at chat. Love the cheerleading going on, and DrMcWeenBean gets a kill on the Dr. Mundo. I don't know any of their skills well enough to understand what really happened there, but it's okay. If anybody could give me some insight on how the Darius Dr. Mundo goes, that'd be greatly appreciated. Some nice poke coming in from the Kennen onto the Yone. I actually think the Kennen pick is pretty good on Yone because if you can get that, you know, oh, actually, we'll stop right there. Leona able to land a grab hook stun onto the Zyra. Once that happens, there really isn't much as I can do right now. I don't think... Well, it just seems like the Leona is pretty tanky right now. I think what the luci and Zyra need to do a little bit right now is play a little bit more passive. Kind of let the minions come in to kind of let Nova CS a little bit more. Kind of catch up now because he's got 3-0. CS difference is only about 3. So bot lane a little bit behind right now. So I think they just want to try and play it a little bit more safer and careful now, especially with that Leona being able to engage and kind of tank and get that stun and really allow Akshan to just blow people up. I want to be careful. It's tougher. Mundo Darius has more damage. Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully Dr. Mundo can just kind of play it a little bit safe, farm up a bit, get really tanky and get to that really annoying phase where you know, he just hits that alt button and just, oh, I can't die. They're doing a pretty good job of staying even though with the CS. I think, again, I'm not a top laner, but I think what Dr. Mundo would want to do is just play it a little bit more safe. He knows that Yone is coming on in. Ghost is used on Darius to go and grab the Dr. Mundo. Alt is used on Dr. Mundo, and kill is put over to the Darius. Now there's starting to have a little, like, seriously a huge gap between the Darius and the Mundo. So like I was trying to say, Dr. Mundo, I think, needs to play a little bit safer. Just kind of let the waves come in and CS under tower, and maybe just have that huge teleport present that the Darius doesn't have, and maybe pick up kills or put pressure through that way. Obviously you want to be careful and make sure that Darius doesn't get to basically just push the top lane into the base. But again, I'm not a top laner. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm doing my best here. But with a 2-0 Darius and the CS lead kind of getting a little bit bigger on the top lane. I think Dr. Mundo is going to want to play a little bit more safer. Coconut Crabs definitely is one of the teams in the tournament that really got to play or practice with each other a lot. So I think they've really gotten down their communication skills. So for sure we'll be seeing like just happened in the mid, the bot lane roaming around more than you anticipate. Leona is able to grab onto the Zyra, forcing her to flash. Good damage coming out, but Zyra is able to get out of that landing because she landed her root onto the Akshan, so he wasn't really able to finish off the Zyra. So that was a really good disengage by the Zyra and the Lucian. Again, we're seeing here top lane getting punished once more with the jungle coming on up, and there's not really much DrMcWeenBean can do right now. A little bit of a tough lane that Darius is slowly but surely getting a little bit scary, so I think some attention or some support on the top lane might be needed, or maybe they say, you know, it's fine, I'm just gonna do my best to try and play it smart, play it safe. If there's anything that you definitely want to make sure that you do when you're in, you know, at least the least that you could do is two things: don't die and just CS. If you do those two things, you're already doing your team plenty of favors. So I think right now that's just kind of what DrMcWeenBean is going to want to do right now. wtfami definitely has great potential in the late game. So again, it's just unfortunate that Darius in the early portions has a lot of damage, and you really want to try as much as you can to stop from him becoming a menace so early in the game. So a good pick from the NA rounds. No words were pushed over there. emminik uses his ult to get out of that, but Vi gets caught out trying to save the Yone with the Kennen ult landing onto the stun, so not able to get out of that. Again, the CC follow-up from the Kennen and the Yona is just too good. I didn't fully see it yet, but Rek'Sai may have used her knock-up as well to stop him. Getting caught out again by Yen. Oof. The Akshan is now 5-0. Merchant really showing why he's been saying the entire season that he just wants to play Akshan. Really good pick. Good pick out by the Darius. He's just big. He's really big right now. So even though you have a huge Akshan out there, Darius is being a great contender for you know, making it a little bit more difficult for the NA rounds. He's definitely a large boy that you know, you gotta pay the respects and still be aware of his presence and how much he could do. Sometimes you have to emma Darius, limit testing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, and I think that was what DrMcWeenBean was trying or has been trying to do, is saying, you know, maybe I still can have a chance to take you out by surprise. But now with a 4-0 Darius, I'm not quite sure if that's possible, but hey, miracles happen. I don't know. He's just that good. It's the doctor. Yep. Dorski coming on in. There was no ward in that river, so DrMcWeenBean had no idea, but hopefully he can wiggle his little zombie butt out. That spell shield coming out in handy, stopping the Darius grab coming in, but really good call. They know that Vi is top. DrMcWeenBean does not have teleport, so this dragon is secured to the NA rounds. Really good call on the NA rounds, taking advantage of the location of the jungler, and also knowing that Darius can't, you know, surprise teleport and take them from behind. So first dragon, oh, actually, the second dragon's gonna go over to the NA rounds. I somehow missed the first one. Maybe it was a buy one get one free and they got two. But Leona's gonna go in onto the Zyra, taking in a lot of damage, more than I think she anticipated. Teleport though is gonna come into the Yone. Think that may have been a mistake, or like oh, not sure how that's gonna go because of the 5-0 Akshan. So I think it was a little bit of a wasted ult. But that's okay, because sometimes you just gotta do it just to be careful and make sure and secure and that your teammates are all good. Akshan trying to take on Lucian on his own. Lucian able to kind of back out of it for a moment because the Zara came in, but great rotation from the jungle and mid lane coming in to help the Akshan out and make sure you get that secure 2 kills. So we're really starting to see where the communication for both teams is coming out. Kind of a lot of back and forth. So still can be really anybody's game, but I think I don't know what exactly needs to happen in the top lane. We're seeing a lot of pressure or a lot of assistance coming up onto the top lane. Look at those 2 pink wards there. So Darius has full eyes on whether or not someone could potentially be coming up, which kind of allows them to keep it at a 2-for-1 potential thing going on. Okay, wow, there's a lot going on. Look at the scoreboard right now. We've got 4-0 Darius. He is large. He's in charge. He's the doctor. But we also got Urchin Merchant, another fan favorite, 5-0. So it seems like we've got the 2 fan favorites really putting on a showing this game. So both are pretty big, and it's really going to rely on the communication and the work of the rest of the team to see if they can help protect and peel for both of those 2 really big characters. And then hopefully maybe Yon, I think, if I know correctly, once he gets his 2 items, he can have a really big showing with Lucian as well. If he can continue with his CSing and everything like that, maybe he can also come back. Leona going to land a stun onto I forgot who it was, but the Vi had an inkling that they were going to go in, so Vi was on standby, and they were able to disengage the original engage from the NA Rams, and the shutdown is going to go over to Lucian. Really good setup on the coconut crabs. And good transfer of the shutdown money over to Lucian, who really needs that. Oh boy. So much is going on. We're also seeing that the blue team is putting a lot of vision all around their jungle, so they can see exactly when or where Rek'Sai is in the bot lane for the most part. And same at the top. Look at that. There's just so much wards at the entrance of the jungle. So Coconut Crab's doing a really good job of warding the entrances of the jungle, so they can really see who's coming in and out and prepare and kind of respond for any potential ganks coming from either the jungler or the mid. Looks like they're going to try and have a little bit of a purple bug fight. Yon landing a 2-person ult. Kenning landing his 2 ult stun. DrMcWeenBean coming on in trying to support the fight going on there. Urchin Merchant, wow, that all, now that I am watching that, is kind of annoying and from really far away, but great response and great rotation by the NA Rams. It was looking a little bit sketchy, but they were able to get the Coconut Crabs to back off on the bug, and it looks like NA Rams are going to try their best to secure the purple bug, also known as Shelly, maybe, I don't know. Mundo making some strange noises. I don't know if you guys can hear, but it sounded like a Dragon's going to be up in 18 seconds, and this will be the 3rd one for the NA Rams. So I think the Coconut Crabs are going to want to try and contest this because, oh, emminik getting caught out. Wonderful pick by the NA Rams, putting that pink word there by using her ult onto the Akshan. Akshan not able to get out. Leona trying her best to get off, but Darius is just a mess. And Lucian picking off the rest of the team in the back. Good ult by DrMcWeenBean, trying to put a little bit of pressure out there, but not much that he could do. And wow, what a turnaround for the Coconut Crabs. You know, it really looked like not that great for the Coconut Crabs of having that Young get picked out, but he was able to last long enough for his team to come in and help him out and actually turn that whole fight around, securing a dragon for the Coconut Crabs. Lucian is now starting to catch up to where he needs to be at, so he is starting to do a lot of damage. Zarya as well, starting to build up her AP. So this is a huge back and forth between the coconut crabs and any rounds. But first tower is going to go over to coconut crabs. Congratulations, congratulations, you got the first tower in the game. You know, putting in some vision, cleaning out that ward really good over the wall ward, but there is a pink, so emminik trying to go in again, getting caught out. He's really committed to that pink ward, and it's, you know, we love a committed man. But unfortunately that gets him caught out once more, and unfortunately the rest of his team was not close enough to kind of do the same thing as last time and get him out of there, or you know, clean up a little bit. So that will be a secured kill. A little bit of an oopsie for Yon. And here I was looking to match the first tier bot lane tower, so that one's going to go down as well. And they're looking to potentially push a little bit more on that bot lane, maybe, or maybe I think they're going to clear it out and then back off a little bit, play a little bit safe, although they do have a lot of vision, so I think they have an awareness of where the other people are. But DrMcWeenBean looking to get caught out again, forced to use flash to get out of that fight with the Vi and the DrMcWeenBean, but he's looking to waver back again, knowing that Kennen might be able to back him up. But both of them are going to go, nah, not sure who else is going to come, let's just chill a little bit. Leona to, bot lane looking again to try and catch somebody out. Had an inkling that she was in there, so great poke and great, you know, trying to check that bush using her plants and everything like that so she can get out safely, no pick from there. Vi looking to catch somebody out. We're having a 4-man A round, a little bit in the middle lane, but I think both I think both teams are going to play a little bit safe and just go, no, we're not getting anything out of here, let's go do something else. Yon putting really good pressure on the bot lane, getting that pushed in a little bit, so Leona just trying to respond to that. I'm not sure if exactly that's the thing that she wants to do. Both Zyra and Yon are in there. Vi and Darius, it's just not fun for DrMcWeenBean today. That Vi has been up there every waking minute. Really good on the coconut crabs of having that continuous support and really getting kills over to that Darius, because now he's just a huge problem, and I think DrMcWeenBean is a little bit behind. Still doing his best. 128 farm, not that great, but also not that bad. Could be way worse. Who am I to, you know, say good or bad? I suck at CSing, so I think he's still doing a pretty decent job of kind of staying in line with where Darius is. But of course, that 7 kills is gonna have a little bit of a bigger gap. But emminik almost potentially getting cut out for the 3rd time by Leona, but the Q, E, whatever, misses, and he can actually get up there safely. Dragon is going to be up in about a minute, so I think both teams are going to slowly start, you know, get the vision cleared out, get everyone up around the dragon area, and that's what we're starting to see. Literally all 5 people starting to slowly make their way over to dragon, trying to have that. I think right now it's just all about the vision fight right now, because if you don't get that vision over there, then you can't really see the positioning, making sure that you're protecting who you need to from the back line. So as small as it sounds, vision is really important right now, I think, for this next fight over the dragon. We're seeing Yon is positioned at the bottom side, so he's looking to do that back line pick, probably getting in onto that auction. So a lot of what the ending rooms are going to have to do is really peel for the auction, otherwise I don't see them winning the team fight, although I could be wrong. Root landing onto the wreck side, poke a little bit, but not too bad, so I was able to stay hanging around Darius. There's no word in there because they have a pink. But we are just gonna dilly-dally a little bit in here, and I'm going to hide this for a moment, that way we can see all the action. Someone's gonna have to start engaging by engaging onto the auction, landing the Vi ult. Everyone's just doing their best to get onto the auction, get him out of the picture, and that's what they were able to do. Kennen kind of keeping the rest of the team on the back lane, but Darius is just so huge. Look at that hail, but he was able, Kennen able to get a shutdown on that. So now we are at a 2 for 2, not bad for both teams, but looking a little bit low, but the Lucian is just spitting out so much damage. Leona doing her best to tank as much as she can, but is she? Nope, she is not able to get out. And now we are at a 2 for 4, so it didn't quite go in the NAR's favor. I think just getting that auction really out of the pictures so quickly really allowed the Coconut Crabs to kind of finish off the rest of the NARs. So interested to see the NARs try and peel and protect Action a little bit more, because that's where a lot of their damage is coming from. The Lucian is, even though he had a little bit of or was a little bit behind in the beginning of the game, he's now, you know, gotten quite a few shutdown gold and really caught up. CS is great. So now you've got really two big folks who are being a menace. Yon making his way to his 2 items, and already with his ult, getting that pick on that auction. Coconut Crabs really making their way and standing their ground. They're holding the door, as one from Game of Thrones would say. I'm going to check my messages really quick. Okay, we're good. No problemo here. Alright, so the Coconut Crabs able to catch up on 2 dragons, both of them being Infernal, which are pretty cool. We like the Fuego dragon. No real objectives right now for folks to get, other than to try and just push in those lanes. We're starting to see some defensive wards come out on the NA rounds. Dr. Mundo not really able to quite handle a 8-2, but now 9-2 Darius, so he is being quite an issue and problem, because now it's going to require probably at least 3 people to secure a death on Darius, because he just does so much damage, heals a lot, is tanky. I mean, we're seeing 4, I mean, the rest of the NA rounds just looking to try and get that pick on the Darius, but they just can't do that. Rek'Sai getting caught out just a little bit, using her ult to get out of the fight. Akshan coming and getting a shutdown off to the Lucian. Really great engage, or like clean up, or there's so much going on. Yon came in with a teleport looking to pick off the Akshan, but he's not able to do that. Akshan really doing a good job with his positioning, getting away so that he doesn't get killed. And like I said, as long as you keep Akshan alive, you're good. And we've got a pentakill. We've got a pentakill from Urchin Merchant. Not sure if that's the first one for the entire tournament, but if it is, congratulations, my man, for securing the first pentakill in the Wombo eSports tournament. And if I just lied to you and that was not the first pentakill, still congratulations, you get a smelly sticker from me. Really great turnaround on the NA rounds. It was looking a little bit scary with that Rek'Sai getting caught out, but I never actually thought about it. But that Rek'Sai ult, trying to just you know, negate the damage just for a moment, get out and let the rest, you know, I think that might have caught the Coconut Crabs off guard a little bit. But wow, that was a really good turnaround. I did not think NA rounds would come out of that positive, so that was really good on the auction. So he is now 13-3, 600 shutdown gold. But again, you know, if you don't protect that Akshan can just get shut down by the Yone and the Vi focus, and Lucian being able to stay in the back end. He's still, you know, doing a really good job. 195 CS. He's gotten a lot of shutdown gold, so he's still a problem, along with the Darius as well. We're seeing Dr. Mundo though just doing his best to kind of keep pressure on the top lane, stay in line with the CSing as well, put some pressure up there. Leona getting caught out a little bit, but I think she'll be fine because she's Leona. She's the tanky bis. And the NRM's just trying to put a little bit more vision or clear out. Great for the Dr. Mundo to have gotten that top turret, continuing to put that pressure on the top lane. And he also has teleport, so no worries, he can keep pushing out the top lane until he's needed to do that teleport. But we are looking at dragging in the team minus 2 seconds to 1, and now it is up. So now a really big important fight, both teams needing that third dragon because that will allow them to have that fourth dragon soul pressure. Again, we're in that problem of, do you go for the soul or do you go for Baron? Great pick on the Zyra. Yon in the back end though, able to poke out the Akshan in an instant. Oh my lord. Lucian just doing tons of damage, able to get the kill off from him from the wreck side. Oh my god. Wow. Really good pick by the Yo. He just took out the Akshan so quickly that NRM's lost a good amount of their damage. Leona trying to pick out the Vi, or at least keep her busy for a little bit, but third dragon is going to go over to the coconut crab, so that gives them the fourth dragon soul pressure in 4.5 minutes. But wow, oh my gosh, that Yone pick out staying in that lower bottom half where you don't really expect anybody to be there was really good because he was literally able to pick Akshan out. I think he blew up pretty quickly, so really good pick. And like I said, you've got to protect that Akshan. I'm gonna take a breather for a second. I'll have a little sippy of my coffee. Okay. Both teams having a little bit of a reset. Darius going back and doing what he does and putting pressure back into the top lane. Dr. Mundo, I'm not sure how the build is and how behind he is. But it looks like the NA Rams are going to do a little bit of A ramming up in the middle lane, just trying to push some of the lanes in. There's really not much to do right now other than ward and potentially pick somebody out. We're seeing the Yone push the bot lane out, so Kennan's going out there to respond. I think they were initially thinking, oh, maybe we can pick him out, but I think both teams are smart enough to think, nope, time for me to go. I'm overextending just a wee bit. Just a wee bit, Lado. But we're seeing again some good vision going on from both teams. Bottom lane on the red side pretty lit up, so you can see who's coming in and out. But the coconut crab's actually setting up some really good vision because the only other objective that's left up is Baron. So if they did want to try to do a trick-or-treat kind of thing around Baron and say, are we doing Baron? Are we not doing Baron? And, you know, kind of confuse the Rams, then they can do that. The NRMs are just going to, I think right now it's just going to be we stay together, we travel together, and see if they can poke some folks out. Also go ahead and clear that vision because the NRMs do have a really good pick comp with the Yona, the Rek'Sai knock-up, and of course the Kennen stun. Really good for them to be picking people out, but I think the coconut crabs are being a little bit more cautious because they are aware of that. So want to make sure that you're not wandering out solo without any vision or without some teammates to help you out. Yone looking to clear out some vision. They're able to, oh, actually the Rek'Sai passive of being able to see the footsteps, that's actually pretty good for them to have. Again, another big vision fight over the Baron, because that's really the only thing left. But in 1.5 minutes, there is Dragon. So again, is the Coconut Crabs going to go for the Baron and just give the third Dragon over to the Enderams, or are they going to fight for that soul? Let me know what you guys think the Coconut Crabs should go for, because this is always a problem of that I personally find is, what do you go for, Baron or Dragon? And it is going to be a 4th Infernal one. So Coconut Crabs is muy fuego. NA burger flip, let's go. Shout out if you like burgers. I am a burger fan. I like me a sesame bun burger type. Hot take, I think Burger King has a good Whopper. Alright, we've got 30 seconds on the 4th Dragon, and it looks like both teams are actually going to go fight over that 4th Dragon. And I honestly, probably getting the soul over the Baron is more valuable, because soul lasts for quite a bit, or is permanent, right? Whereas Baron, you could potentially have the enemy waste her time with it. Fortnite burger, epic. I don't know what you're referencing. This is a meme that I'm missing out, so I'm sorry. And it looks like this is going down fast for the Coconut Crabs. I don't think the Enderams are going to be able, nope, they are not going to be able to stop that. So Dragon Soul is going to go over to the Coconut Crabs pretty instantly. Darius looking to get the Akshan, but Akshan able to whip his way out. Yon landing an ult only on the Lucian though. Lots of ults coming out on solo people. But Darius able to secure a kill on Leona. You're now at a no kills on the Coconut Crabs. Oh my word. 4 out of the 5 folks of the Enderams are down. That Lucian is just annoying, in that Lucian. Well, both Darius and Lucian are being really annoying. But both teams are the Coconut Crabs doing a pretty good job picking people out very slowly. So not looking too good for the Enderams at this moment. And Yon just kind of staying in there, making sure that they really secure that Baron on his way, also picking up the red buff. And that's that. So Soul, Dragon, and Baron are going to go over to the Coconut Crabs. It's looking a little bit difficult for the Enderams. But again, you've got to peel for that Akshan. You've got to keep him alive. We're seeing a stopwatch kind of show up on the Akshan. So he's like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm going to hit this button, and hopefully that will give me enough time to hold out, wait a minute, get myself back out, and then probably distance myself, and then maybe get some kills. I'm thinking that that might turn into a GA, because he's just getting blown up so quickly. So we'll see how that goes. Leona getting poked out a little bit while trying to get some vision score, but she's Leona, so that's fine. Yon getting caught out a little bit as he was trying to push out the lane. Tries to land it all on the Akshan, but good sidestep, so that Akshan... What? How? Nani? Okay. Huh. Well, Yon, taking a man down with him as he's getting caught out by two, 3 members. But actually, I think this might be game. With the Coconut Crabs having that Baron buff. Leona doing her best to engage and stop it, but not able to do much. Rek'Sai going in, doing a bump up, not able to stop it, while using a zoning assist to hold out just a little bit more. Kennen doing his best to poke him out. Oh, the Lucian is so low. Good job by the Dr. Muno trying to hold it up, but not quite yet. And it's looking like the first game of the Enderams versus the Coconut Crabs goes to the Coconut Crabs, and the second loss to the Enderams gets transferred over. Really great showing by both teams. I had not too much of a moment to shut up. So wow. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick peek at the stats. One second. Please hold, please hold. Oh, I'm trying to switch over to the other screen. All right. So here's the score. Here's the advanced details, so we can take a look at the final KDA, the total damage done. Oh my gosh, we're seeing tons of damage come out of the, actually he did the most damage, 27k damage done out by the Darius. The doc was being the doc. Doctor has arrived. Just scrolling down a little bit more, I know that the vision score is a hot thing, so we're looking at 102 versus the 84. Both really good high scores coming out. Just gonna keep scrolling down, let you guys kind of take it all in, and let you guys take a look at what their final itemizations were, because I know a lot of people like to talk about that. In the meantime, now we are going to start game 2 in 5 minutes. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a breather, but I'll see you guys at 7 o'clock for game 2.
Select.
Travel to freedom, broken and worn, but they will keep on in the moonlight, the moonlight. The pressure is on, the cold of the season makes it hard to feel, but they persevere for the end game, the end game. I can only wish that one day we'll find the one to keep. The journey is an endless one, to the same love, the same love.
Hello, we are back for game 2, week 7. First game for week 7, NA Rams versus the Coconut Crabs, and the Coconut Crabs solidifying the first game win, so congratulations to them. But we had a really good showing for both teams, really intense, not a dull moment. Looking forward to see how game 2 is going to go. But with that, let me go see if the captains are ready to go ahead and move over to draft. Looks like both teams are ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and just start going into the drafts for game 2. Feel free, guys, to let me know what your thoughts are on how the pick bands for game 2 are going to go, as we are slowly seeing them come in. So we're going to go ahead and see the classic Ergot band coming from the NA Rams. Again, that's a very classic band against DrMcWeenBean. Does not want to have to deal with that. The Fizz for emminik, again another classic, and I think we're just going to go ahead and see the same bands come out from both teams, especially for the Coconut Crabs, because it just seemed to have worked out having 4 bands on the jungler. But I'm hoping to maybe see Action band, or maybe they're not too worried about that. But looks like they don't want to, the NA Rams don't want to deal with the Darius, so they're going to go ahead and ban that away from the dock. Really just not wanting to get see that again. Now again, the dock does love playing Tahm Kench, and Tahm Kench just overall is an annoying little froggy, but we'll see if the Coconut Crabs opt to pick Tahm Kench again, or maybe still a little bit risky. Soraka band is going to come out against RE95. Again, the Coconut Crabs just not wanting to have to deal with the heel goat. But this time, the NA Rams are going to pick the Yone away from emminik, which is what we saw him from last game around. So really good. Interested to see I Love Luci's performance on the Yone. A great pick, taking that away from emminik. So Makai we're going to see coming back out from the Zanrick, classic pick. Sorry about that. Tanky can really pick people out, and the saplings in the bush is really annoying, so classic pick. The Vi jungle is coming on again because it just worked last game around. Viger is going to come out. That is another classic urchin merchant pick. I suppose maybe he's like, all right, I've played out the action that I wanted to play. Time to switch it up. Let me pick out my Vigar, which has performed really well throughout this tournament. So excited to see that. And then looking for the blue side to pick out her champs, and we're seeing the Seraphine, another great pick for the NA rounds, because those are 2 champs that emminik has shined out throughout this whole tournament. So instead of wasting bans, why not just play them? So really good pick. We're going to see a Varus come out of Nova, who has had a really good showing with Varus as well. So we're seeing a lot of big PP energy coming out from both of these teams. Excited to see how game 2 goes, but let's go ahead and see what the other two bans are going to come out. I was actually a little bit nervous in thinking that perhaps the NA Rams would want to pick the jungle just because RIPDusty had 4 bans coming out towards him. And I know those 4 top jungle bans are among his top jungle champs that he likes to play. We're going to see a Ornn ban that's coming out to wtfami, who is known for playing a pretty good Ornn. Ornn does a fantastic job of just being tanky, and that knockoff from his ult, being the engage, really good. Anyway, I'm still thinking about who they want to ban out, and it looks like they want to ban the Nasus. Really good pick as well. If you just let that guy farm way too much, he just becomes way too annoying in the back line. Get those stacks, get those whacks. J4 ban, so another classic jungle ban against RIPDusty, but now it's only 3 jungles that are get taken away from him. Final blue ban coming out from the NA Rams. Not really sure who they're going to do. Malzahar, okay, yep, valid, because they haven't picked what emminik is going to be playing right now, so just taking out another possibility. Great ban. So we do have the bot lane and the jungle picked down in the CCS, so they just need to pick the top and the mid. Classic leaving the top as their last pick is a pretty good play by the Coconut Crabs that allows him to have the counter pick, so whatever wtfmi chooses to go top lane, it gives Doc the chance to counter whatever that is, but hopefully it kind of goes even towards each other. But we're going to see a Lissandra mid, so it's going to be a Lissandra versus Yone. I'm not sure how that lane's going to go, but I can imagine that the freeze on the Lissandra onto the Yone can get a little bit annoying. If you can get that freeze and shut him down or get him killed pretty quickly before he gets back to his shadow thingy-mabobbum, then I think that kind of secures a kill. But we're going to see a Sejuani. A Sejuani jungle. Really good tank, real good engage, and a Shen. Love to see that. Shen is Shen is gonna do a lot of just kind of being passive. I think a little bit in the top lane. Mordekaiser, a good classic pick as well for DrMcWeenBean, but Shen's gonna have a lot of great map awareness, map pressure, having that big shield ult come on in. So there's a lot of kind of support coming out from the Seraphine, the Sejuani, and the Shen. So the Viger and the Yone are going to be the 2 hot damage dealers for the NA Rams, and the Coconut Crabs looking a little bit more scary. Various Lissandra, Mordekaiser, all huge damage dealers. Vi, if she can get a pick on that Vigar, blow him up pretty quickly. So I don't know, it could go either way. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and do my quick paperwork on the side, and let me switch over to the lobby. Boop.
I do not tolerate cowardice.
Pick a band. Week 7, game 2. Alright, and as they are locking in their champs, please feel free to let me know your thoughts on the comps. What do you like? What do you not like? Who do you think is more favorable to win in the mid, the late game? Come on. Let's get some hype. Let's get some let's go. Whoever you're supporting. Week 7, game 2. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that paperwork stuff. Lots to do, you know, multitasking. Gonna go ahead and stop the music. And again, sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I don't know who's coming in and out of the stream. So, a friendly reminder, this is going to be the last game for the Coconut Grabs versus the NARMs. Then at 9 o'clock, we're going to have the Glazed Non-Human Primates, moi team, versus the Night Owls. So hope to see you guys at 9 o'clock. Again, the stream will be temporarily offline just so that we can get the streamer switched, get everything all propped up, and then it will come back online. But hoping to see you guys stick around for the 9 o'clock game. I know it's going to probably go till 11 o'clock or something like that if you take in consideration the break time and the interviews. But appreciate the support that's coming on, and hope you guys have been enjoying this earlier stream, earlier than we normally have. Had a chance to have a nice dinner, and thanks for hanging out with me. And then again, our last game for week 7 is going to be on Wednesday. That's going to be the Knights versus Yo Plays at 8 o'clock, and that will be our final match before the playoffs. And like I said, we're going to do our own little ghetto version of pick'ems. So once we solidify everyone's rankings from week 7, we'll send that out and let you guys kind of do your own little pick'ems, kind of figure out who's going to win what matches and who's the champion of Wombo eSports Season 1. And as we are slowly wrapping up the season as well, anticipating to finish before Thanksgiving, we usually take a few months break, and if you would like to join, or you know of someone who would like to join and can at least commit 2 hours a week minimum to play games, maybe get a little bit extra hours to practice with your team, that would be fantastic. We would love to have you. We would love to continue this. A lot of time was put into this, a lot of resources went to this. We're not getting paid for this, we're not getting sponsored or anything like that. We're literally doing this for fun. So would appreciate the continuous support for this. We've worked hard to try and get everything more lined up, better rules, better admins running this, better streaming. So appreciate and hope to see you guys join us for the next season. But anyways, that's a future thing, right? We're in the now. We've got to finish the first season. Oops, I'm sorry if that was really loud. I just saw my bar go wearily up to the red. Yeah, interested to see how this game goes. We've got a lot of people who've got champs that they're pretty strong on, if not part of their top 2 or 3 champs. So excited to see how it goes. I personally would like to see a 1-1. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And again, I think these are the top 2 teams right now of the tournament. So pre-hype games. There was a lot of back and forth in the first game, so I'm excited to see again lots of back and forth between the teams in game 2. Yeah, we're loading in. I'm gonna take a little sip of my coffee. You ever have potato chips for dinner? Because that's what I'm having. The Utz Ripples potato chips are one of the best potato chips. Fight me if you disagree. I will fight you. Fight me on the Rift. But we are going to go ahead and load into game 2 for the NRAMs versus the coconut crabs. I'm going to go ahead and speed up just a little bit, but hey, it doesn't matter because I'm the only one here. Both teams looking to load back in. NRAMs looking to do a 5-point again, but this time around coconut crabs are going to potentially try a different strat of picking some folks out, wrapping around. Oh my gosh, that Viger is looking like he could potentially be caught out. Doing a little, oh, that step back might have messed him up a little bit. Hopefully he can get, okay, so he safely gets out. I'm not sure what skills each person got first. I was thinking that maybe the Maokai got his root, but I'm not entirely sure. Words get placed down, and it looks like no juice for the coconut crabs. NRAM, specifically Urchin Merchant, able to get out of there. That was looking really dicey, but glad that he got out there safely. So with that, we're going to go ahead with the normal leashing for both sides. Really good vision, deep vision coming in from the NRAMs, putting a ward on that red so they know for sure that the Vi is at her blue, and then they'll be able to see when she starts making her way over to red, so maybe potentially looking to pick her out, but we shall see. Now I'm not sure how the Shen versus Darius goes, but great poke coming in from the Shen. I don't know what his skills are, other than he has like a thing that, like, if you're in between it, gives you a shield. But really good poke coming in. The Doc almost 50% low on his health, quite possibly already gonna have to use one of his potions, or maybe not. Interested to see the Yone on the NARAM side now. So we're having Yone in both games, but each side having an opportunity to play him, so we'll see how the luci version of the Yone is going to come out. Cage coming out from the Urchin Merchant, doesn't quite catch Maokai. I think Maokai just like a pixel off of getting stunned by the cage. So that kind of allowed Nova and Zanrick to put a little bit more poke onto them, and forcing, actually no pot is used. It doesn't look like it. I think the heal from the Seraphine is putting in the work there, so we're Gucci, we're fine, we're living. RIPDusty coming in for a possible gank. I'm not sure if the Doc saw the Sejuani kind of walk up, but Shen is taking quite a bit of damage. Sejuani again trying to look to get a gank, but not able to do that yet. And I think that was far up enough for Mordekaiser to see Sejuani. So Lissandra and Vi are around and might be able to help the Mordekaiser out. But it looks like they're trying to be a little bit more careful, so I think Shen will want to be a little more careful, knowing that Vi is just around in that top lane. But it looks like Vi is going to head down, possibly get that scuttle crab for the coconut crab, and potentially maybe looking to get a tri-bush gank. There is no vision for the NARAMs in that tri-bush, so Vi could come in, could wrap around if they don't have that vision there, but no, she's looking to try and get a gank onto that Yone. Again, no vision in the mid lane, so okay, Yone able to get out, not having to use his flash, that's good. Ooh, really good gank trying to come up from the top lane with the jungle, wrapping around, coming from the inner lane, using that additional little hood thingy in the top lane, trying to see if they can get Mordekaiser to come up a little bit. He doesn't know about it. Great flash. Good response though by the Vi. Sejuani taking a oh no, don't tell me my client is bugged. God. Pickles. Okay, well, he's dead. Trust me. But unfortunately, the Sejuani took a little, or maybe the Shen, one of them took an extra tower hit, so that kind of helped the coconut crab secure first blood, and then the Sejuani also going down as well. My God, my client is bugged. Well, this is gonna make things interesting when I can't confirm they're dead. Right, and the kill is doubled up. They are actually 0-2. They are not 0-4. Small indie company. We love to see it. Well, I don't think it's too bad right now. Just do a little division in your head. Whatever you see at the top, just divide that by 2. You know, I'm asking you to do math. Isn't that great? Kind of get your brain going, you know? But 2 kills are going to go over to the Vi. Really good response by Dorski, kind of getting that itchy. Actually, I might have had vision. So really good response. I like the Sejuani coming up in the lane, trying to get that Mordekaiser caught out. But again, that Vi response, really, really, really good. The classic Zanrick roaming around the map, trying to get some vision, really deep vision in the enemy jungle. So he's coming around the corner. We've got 4 people coming down in the bot lane. And it looks like they are potentially looking to get that dragon because there's 4 of them there and there's no vision whatsoever on there. Either the NARs have no idea or they have an idea that there are 4 people there and they're just going to go ahead and give it. I don't know which one it is, but the first dragon is going to get set. It's going to go over to the NARs, and right now the NARs are just performing really well in the early game. They're communicating, they're rotating, they're putting a lot of pressure all over the map. So this is where we're seeing, you know, the coconut crabs. They've had the opportunity to practice with their team and really get their communication skills way up there, which is probably the most important thing when it comes to a tournament style game setup. Good damage getting put onto the Shen by the Mordekaiser, but again, I think that's just kind of how it goes with the Shen. However, Mordekaiser does have his ult and the Shen is pretty low, so I'm a little bit worried and scared for that Shen. I'm not sure if Mordekaiser has enough to just take him into the Shadow Realm and secure a kill there. But we're looking to see more deep vision going on in the top lane. They are picking the Sejuani out, potentially looking to steal that blue. They're aware of the Mordekaisers. They're Yone and Sejuani looking to punish the Mordekaiser for being a little bit too deep into the jungle. But the Lissandra and the Vi are coming in to respond. Can they take the Mordekaiser out quick enough? Oh, he's in the Shadow Realm, I believe, with Yone. Not looking too hot on the NARs. Lots of damage coming onto the Vi, and it looks like they're going to punish the NARs for that. Again, really good response by the coconut crabs. Maokai somehow making his... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm yelling. Maokai somehow making his way up to the top lane, all the way from the bot lane, maybe, or from the fountain. Just really allowing... I mean, that's where you know that they've practiced enough that the Zanrick and Nova give enough trust to each other that Varus can just stay under tower, farm, and, you know, not get 2v1 too easily. So that's a lot of trust and faith to have. It's the classic Zanrick just kind of roaming around the map, being the tree that he is, throwing out nature everywhere. But he's looking to come back, give a little support and help to his ADC. Looks like the NARs are trying to do the same thing of rotating, roaming a little bit more. Really good ward closer to the blue side, so they know that the Sejuani is nearby. I don't think that they know the Yone is close by, so I think right now they're playing it a little bit safe. Maybe potentially looking to fake out the back. But a lot of time is being spent in the bot lane trying to get a kill. Yone is actually not staying to potentially help out in the bot lane and return Lysandra is coming down, looking to possibly get a huge ult on 3 of them. Ult goes onto the Viger. There's not much that he can do. He goes under the tower, able to survive a little bit. Oh! Oh no, he's dead. That's the bug. Really good turnaround by the NARs. It was looking a little bit scary for a moment, but they're disengaged, the poke, the heal for the Seraphine. Really good. So not giving off more kills than anticipated, and it looks like the Varga is going to be able to stay, get a bit more stacks in CS. But man, what a game this is looking out so far. Dragon will be up in 1 minute, so I'm looking to see. Both top laners do have their teleport right now, so interested to see where exactly they're going to teleport, because we did see in the last game, you know, getting into that back line where they didn't expect it, taking out the damage dealer worked really well for the coconut crab, so they'll just want to be careful with that, especially with the Mordekaiser taking out possibly the Viger, and I'm not sure if Viger at this moment can 1v1 a Mordekaiser, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't have a calculator big enough for it. But right now we're seeing a 3-0 Vi, so she's putting in the works. She's throwing the punches. Yon almost potentially going on to Lysandra, but saw the Vi come in, so backing off a little bit, playing it a little bit safe. But that dragon is just about to come up. Oof. Dropping that bug right there, right before the dragon's coming up. Really good play by the coconut crowds, because now Yon has to focus on getting rid of that bug, so that the tower doesn't go down. But I think he's able to clear that out. But the NARs are going to want to start coming over to the dragon, but they're taking it down really quickly. No steal, no juice, not enough juice to get that. Shen trying to use his ult on Sejuani to keep her alive. He does come in, but it's not enough to save the Sejuani, and that is a... I have no idea what's going on. I think that was two people went down. But the NARs are just slowly getting pegged away. Seraphine gets brought to the Shadow Realm by Mordekaiser, and there's not much Seraphine can do at this point. Oh my gosh. The NARs are just slowly getting picked out. And I'm sorry that they're dead. Promise me that they're dead. They're dead. It is a visual bug, and it is not 4 to 14. It's 2 to 7. Spectator client bork. Very bork. But now we're starting to gradually see a gap coming up between the two teams, with the 2-0 Mordekaiser, 3-0 via 2-0 Varus. They just have so much. They're just more ahead right now. Mordekaiser looking to get a pick onto the Yon, but really good Sejuani ult, stopping that engage and saving Yon. I'm not sure if Yon wants to back there right now, because Sejuani almost does have her ult. But Lysandra's slowly getting picked up a little bit by Lysandra. Yon thinking about it, maybe I can go and help out, but I think right now they want to play it on the safer side and say, nope, I could possibly get blown up by Lysandra. Let's just chill. Vi looking to get a pick there. I don't think NARs have any clue that Vi is taking a run, and she just got out of that red thingy. Not red ward, but yeah, pink. And so they still don't know that Vi is around there. Shen and Mordekaiser are doing their thing. Really good trades coming out, but looks like Mordekaiser is coming out of that more positive than the Shen. We're seeing a lot of deep wards coming out on the coconut crab side. Just take a look there. We've got 4 wards all up in that red-blue side. Looking to get a pick on I Love Lucy. Good knockback by the Maokai. Jesus Lord, that's a lot of engage. Good coordination by the coconut crabs. Again, we're seeing that roam and that communication come out for the coconut crabs, getting the picks, punishing for not having enough vision. Sejuani looking to get a little bit of the jungle camp, but there was a ward over there, so they know Sejuani has no idea that they're getting this bug. There's no word whatsoever on there, so Bug looking to go over onto the coconut crabs. Sejuani looking to save the mid lane just a little bit, but I think that Bug will actually potentially go in the mid lane, seeing of how low it is. But Zanrick looking to make his way back to the bot lane. He's making his way to bot lane. Walking fast, gonna give you plans. Yada-da-da-da-da. What am I getting pinged about? No, we're good. Okay, so we are at 2 to 8. We've got heavy shutdown gold on the Mordekaiser, the Vi, and the Vera. So I'm not quite sure right now what the NARs need to do. We're seeing the Maokai and the Vi and the Lissandra. All three of them are actually traveling the map for the most part together. If not, they're like within radius of each other. And I think that's the winning thing for the coconut crabs, is that because they're just always on standby or near each other, that they're able to turn around the fights. And I think right now maybe that's what the NARs need to do, is just travel a little bit more just to be a little bit more safe and be able to turn that fight around. But they're looking to secure the third dragon. So this is for sure a fight that the NARs are going to want to take, but they're taking it down fairly quickly, especially with Varus coming in. Maokai putting a really good ult to keep them away from the dragon. And I don't think there's not much that they could do, but 2 ults go down onto the Vi. Is she gonna get shut down? Not shut down quite yet. Urchin Merchant doing his best to take the Vi out. He's able to get an ult and shut down onto the Vi. Shen ult coming on in, saving, I forgot who he had ulted, but shut down money going over to the Sejuani. Lissandra looking to disengage. I think that is a 2-for-1. However, DrMcWeenBean coming down with the teleport, trying Urchin Merchant doing his best to survive while he's in that Shadow Realm. But oh my god, the Doc is huge right now, putting out a lot of damage. It was really looking in favor of the NARs, but coconut crabs are able to turn it around with that Maokai coming on down. Oh, he didn't teleport, he just walked down. And I'm mildly getting confused because of the spectator bug, so I'm sorry. Looks like mid lane though is going to get that bug, and second tier mid lane potentially looking to go down because there's nobody right now in the NARs who can clear that out. Boom! Big damage done by the purple bug. And that's a third dragon and 2 mid towers over to the coconut crabs. So now we are at 4 to 10. Remember, 4 to 10. Do a little bit of math. That's all I ask, is split it in half. I believe in you guys. And if you can't split it in half, your computer has a built-in calculator. So if you just look up calculator and you do 20 divided by 2, you get 10. Wow. 10 fingers. Nice. Well, if you don't have 10 fingers, I'm sorry. The Mordekaiser, the Doc, is just looking huge. He is being the McWeenBean of the beans. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bottom lane getting a little bit pushed in by the coconut crabs. So I'm thinking that either it looks like Leon's going to go ahead and try and catch some of that experience and money from the bot lane and maybe get something pushed out. But like I said, just take a look at where the coconut crabs are. They are traveling mostly together or within each other's radius. But they're looking to push in the middle lane just a little bit. We are 2.5 minutes away from Soul, so that's going to be a key fight for the NA Rams, wanting to stop that Soul. But actually, being that the NA Rams don't even have one dragon, there's a potential that the Coconut Crabs will go, hey, yeah, you're going to have one dragon, well, we're going to go ahead and get Baron. Because it's just one. We're seeing a lot of defensive words coming out from the Coconut Crabs, or the NA Rams. Valid, fair, because a lot of their lanes are being pushed in. Top lane, Shen and Mordecai are just having a duel out. Being 2 levels behind, and actually the CS is almost doubled. Actually, it is doubled. And having 4 kills. The Shen is really behind for the Mordekaiser, so there's no way, I don't think that he'll be able to 1v1 a Mordekaiser who's 2 levels above him and just has a lot of gold on him. But we're seeing the Coconut Crabs hovering around in the red area. They're just all up in their jungle. You cannot go into your own red jungle side right now because there's no vision there, and I'm pretty sure that they have an inkling that there's a lot of folks in there. You're just going to get caught out, so you really want to play it safe. Maybe turtle a little bit, let those minions come in and just try to catch up on EXP and CS. Probably as a unit that the NRMs will want to do is travel together just to get vision. That way you're less likely to just slowly get picked out, which I think is what has been slowly happening in this game. So again, yep, good call. Just travel together. Try and get back that vision in your jungle and just try to turtle a little bit, catch up on that EXP. And I think at this point you just want to continuously be positioned correctly with your team at this point. But that 4th Soul Dragon is coming up in 8 seconds, so this is really important for the NA Rams to get a steal on that. Being careful. Oh, Urchin Merchant getting ulted by the Lasange. Seraphine all coming out on the 2 people. Cage falling. Good Cage. I'm hitting on 2 people. Urchin Merchant trying to get back a little bit more, but Seraphine getting distracted by the Mordekaiser. She goes down. Oh my god, I can't tell who's dead. So it looks like we've got 1-1, maybe 2-for-1 right now. This does not look like a good fight for the NA Rams. If Spectator Client would just work and tell me who's correctly dead. I think 4 members of the NA Rams are dead. And 2 members of Coconut Crabs is dead. We've got a pause coming through from the NA Rams side. I'm not sure what happened at that moment. Okay, so we're having some stuttering issues coming from Area 95, no problem at all. Meanwhile, this is a good time for folks to be taking a bathroom break. But now we're looking at 6-2-14. Yeah, if I can math. I'm trying to math too. I know I asked you guys to do some math. But looks like we will soon get back into the game once Dorski has finished relieving himself. But man, what a game this is so far. I'm sorry, my throat's getting pretty dry right now. Okay. And good unpausing call. So we are oh wait, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. Don't worry, girl. I'm just gonna let the client figure itself out. This is a common bug where after we unpause, it has a little bit of a hiccup. I'm gonna give it like another minute or 2 Come on. There we go. But fourth, Soul Dragon looking to go over to the Coconut Crabs, and there's not much that the NARs can do right now. Even though this is being taken very slowly, there's just so many members who are just coming back from the dead on the NAR side. So that is going to go over for sure. Soul Dragon over to the NARs. So tough position where the NARs are at right now. A little bit behind, actually about 9k gold behind. 7-0. That Mordekaiser is pretty big and able to just kind of take anyone to the Shadow Realm, take them completely out of the picture, and basically for sure kill them out. I don't think there's anybody on the NAR side that who can take him out. But we're looking at 5 man trying to take the Mordekaiser out, trying to get that shutdown gold. Fight is around 6 champion tower looking to help them out. Emminik coming in good all on the Sejuani to stop the Yon from following up on his teleport, but that Zonias came in from something came in from the oh wait, that was not Emminik. Oh my god, I'm getting my people confused. I'm so sorry. I'm not a rap god yet. But really good turnaround by the Coconut Crabs. All the members rotated all the way, not all the way, but rotated up to kind of help, and the Mordekaiser is just not dead. He just doesn't die. It was a really good attempt by the NAR to try and get that shutdown, especially you want to try to get that shutdown over to the Yon or the Vigar, but unfortunately 6 champ tower still exists. They couldn't dive him under the tower. Var was just around the corner, and the NAR did a really the Coconut Crabs did a really good job of making their way top, stalling enough time for all the members to come up and turn that fight around. That is probably going to be a confirmed Baron over to the Coconut Crabs. Yep. And now we're at a 11k gold difference. So the Coconut Crabs are huge right now. Did the score figure itself out right now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, okay. Congratulations. You no longer have to do some math. It's the 7 and 16 score is now fixed. Apparently, maybe we should test that out. When you pause and unpause the game, it apparently maybe fixes that. I did not pay attention enough to the death, so we'll see in the next fight if the bug fixes itself and it accurately displays who died. But NAR's just doing their best, trying to turtle a little bit. Again, you want to be careful when you're traveling into that jungle, because with the NARs having a little bit of advantage, it kind of allows them to have that vision control into the jungle. You really don't want to be traveling in there by yourself. So for now, I think the NARs are just going to want to try to stick together as a team and see if they can get a pick and punish the Coconut Crabs, especially with Mordekaiser. Well, his teleport's up soon. It's a doozy. Not sure what the right call is, but as if the NARs can turtle a little bit or get a good pick from somebody, I'm not we'll see how that goes. But Maokai using his ult on the side, unexpected, and that lands on the Yon. Marco going in 2-man ult by the Seraphine, but it's not quite enough. They're just so tanky. There's so much peel for the Varus. Darius is just huge, doing tons of damage, and not much that the Shen can do. Again, the same 4 people that keep going down are unfortunately just easy picks for the NARs to for the Coconut Crabs to secure, and allowing for Varus just to kind of be in the back line. But I think this might be game. Having all 5 members up and only a Shen, like, oh, not sure what Shen can do, and having the Baron buff to push into that tower. Yep, it looks like game 2 is gonna go over to the Coconut Crabs. Yep. So congratulations to the Coconut Crabs for securing a 2-0 win. Man, what a game. As we slowly transition over to the interviews, please feel free to drop any questions that you might have in the chat. I would especially appreciate it as a solo caster for this series. Any questions that you have between game 1 or game 2, or anything that you would like for me to pass off to the team, as long as it's not toxic or anything like that, I'm more than happy to bring it up during the interviews. But let me go ahead and show what the final score, the stats look like for game 2. I'm just going to slowly scroll through so you guys can take it all in. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and just do some updates on my end. So I apologize. Please hold. We're almost there. Is this what I want? Okay, yes, this is what I want. All right, we're going to transition over to the interviews now, and I have myself muted in the casting, so let me go ahead and undeafen myself. Hello! Thank you all for coming on in pretty quickly in the casting channel, and I appreciate your patience as I kind of take care of things on my end. So really 2 good, impressive, intense games made me kind of dry up in the throat and everything, but we're all good. As we normally do, I'd like to go through the picks and bans. So starting on the blue side, I believe the coconut crabs were first on the blue side for game 1. So emminik, if you don't mind kind of talking through your thought process for picks and bans in game 1.
Yeah, for sure. So okay, so like the idea was, we know Urgent Merchant's going to be carrying regardless of what we take away, and there aren't too many ADCs in the meta right now that will just, like, ADCs just aren't in the strongest place, so every ADC could be handled, was the philosophy, right? So long as we play smart around Urchin. So instead of banning Urchin out, we took away comfort from Dusty and Airy, the enablers of Urchin Merchant, to try to weaken as much as possible the machine that is the NA Rams around Urchin Merchant. So in game 1 and in game 2, they're both pretty much the same strategy. We took away Soraka, Olaf, and Trundle just so we had all of that comfort taken away. And the Soraka especially, like, when a team with a Soraka on it gets any kind of lead, it's just really, really hard to come back. So that was sort of our thought process there.
Sounds good. And were there any concerns for the Darius pick? Because I know typically in this tournament, the top lane is picked last to either allow and get some more insight of what the other team picks, or I know you were on blue side, so you typically the red side gets the opportunity to counter. But just if is the doc or either you, emminik, want to answer of just picking that Darius first, is just more for me personally, just interested of like why that came out so soon.
All right. It's just a champ I'm comfortable on. That's kind of it. And WTFami's champ pool consists of a lot of hyper tanks that scale well for team fights, and I thought Darius would be a good pick into a lot of those lanes. Not knowing what he was going to pick between Ornn, Malphite, or Mundo, but Darius usually does pretty well into all of them, so it was a safe pick, and yeah, that's why we went with it.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Sure.
Going over to the NA rounds, if you want to go through your pick and bans for game 1.
Sure can. I think at this point in the league, Urgot and Fizz are pretty obvious.
Yes.
We banned Maokai because of the vision and roaming. And then we pick up Akshan Leona because it's a pretty strong lane, as we saw in our game even. Mundo, probably the safest pick into Darius. As far as WTFami's champ pool. And then we already saw the Yone, so Actually, I should go bans next. We banned the Nami because we saw the Lucian, and we didn't want to play versus Lucian Nami because it is also a very strong lane. See it a lot in Worlds. And then ban the Amumu because that's both a support and a jungler ban, and both of them were still up. Then Lucy wanted to play Kennen into the Yone, and then I picked Rek'Sai because I got a lot of bans, and I didn't feel like playing Hecarim or Nunu into their team comp, as Rek'Sai can kind of peel and go in if need be. So
Fair enough. And I was saying during the casting of the picket bans, I think this is the first time that I've seen a Kennen, so excited to see a new champ actually get picked into. So just kudos to maybe
I believe he did play it, not last week, but the
Oh,
week
no.
before he played it, I believe.
Okay, well, it's good to
But
see
it has
Kennen.
it's only once or twice. So.
Yeah, you don't see Kennen that often, so love to see
No.
that. But there's definitely a lot of back and forth in game one. So I don't really have any specific other questions. Fish memory. And I do see one general question in chat, but I think that can be weighted towards after going through game two. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to game two. Swinging it back to you, RIPDusty, if you don't mind walking through your picks and bans for game two, just finishing up game one. So just, how did you guys come out of game one and thinking about what you would want to ban in game two?
In game two, we just picked away the Yone instead from mid. And, I should go with bans first, actually. Urgot and Fizz, obviously. And then we decided Darius instead, because Doc had a pretty good game and was kind of a problem for team fights, especially slowing down the Akshan even when he was ahead. So then we first picked Yone, because Lucy's good on it, as well as emminik.
Yep.
And then we picked Vigar for an AP pick, which has been working for us when we picked the Yone. And they did ban Ares Soraka, which is probably what we would have paired with it. But it was kind of a last-minute pick to pick Seraphine. And then going into the second half of the draft, we didn't really have anything tanky, so I'll play Sejuani, and that also gives us a good in to at least start fights. And Devin wanted Shen as a blind pick, so he didn't really know what he was going into, so he picked Shen to try and be a little more team-orientated.
Yeah, definitely a good safe pick, being that, see the coconut crabs has the opportunity to counter that. The Shen at least can provide that tank, the peel, and the alt and everything. So I think that was definitely for sure good pick. And I liked the Yone and the Seraphine picks on your side, because those are two common champs that emminik likes to play. So that to me was a huge bring pick. Going on to the coconut crabs, if you don't mind talking through your picks and bans for game two.
Yeah, for sure. So game two, we knew they were either going to first pick away Maokai or something from my champion pool, and the Yone made sense. So we got the Maokai, which was nice. And Maokai Vi are both unstoppable, so they can get through Vhagar Cage, which was the idea there. And then when we saw Vhagar Seraphine, we were kind of like stuck between getting a lane bully like a Darius or just going for poke, but Nova made the call to get Varus because it meant that Maokai could just be anywhere else and Varus could farm the wave from safety, just because there's not a lot of all-in threat from Vhagar Seraphine. So we went with Varus there, and then I essentially was just kind of like left with the bottom of the barrel of my champion pool. Like, what do I have that's good into Yone left? And Lissandra works out sometimes in solo queue. You never out damage in that matchup, but you never really play to out damage with Lissandra. You just play to get stuns and roots and stuff. So that was kind of the plan there. And then we held the doctor's pick for counterpick, and he wanted the Mordekaiser because he had, ironically, in a practice game earlier today, played the Shen Mordekaiser matchup already, and it went real well. So
Oh, what a coinky dink.
Yeah, I know. We got pretty lucky there.
Well, definitely went in your favor. The dock was pretty huge with the mortar hui. So I have two questions coming out. One coming from the stream. Question for CCS. Why the Soraka ban over NAR's common picks like Nami, Akshan, Leona, or Vigar?
Soraka is just in a really dumb niche right now as far as enchanters go, just because she counters Grievous Wounds so well with her ulti, and it's just really difficult to keep a team. We knew Urchin Merchant was gonna impact the game and keep himself viable, if not ahead, sometimes, because our strat was kind of to play through topside. And with a Soraka, it's just really hard to come back or hold down a fed or a head player at all, just because she's a battery like that, and we just didn't want to deal with it. So that was the idea.
Sounds fair enough. And then kind of more of a fun question coming from me to the doc. No Tom Kench this time around.
No elite warrior.
Elite warrior.
Elite warrior. Shen is very good into Tom Kench and actually has a lot of deceptive damage early. So I wanted a champ that was going to scale a little better into the team. And with, I don't know, I played that matchup earlier. So when he picked Shen, I was already thinking Mordekaiser. And then I thought back to earlier and I was like, oh, I did pretty well in that game. So let's just go for it. Mordekaiser is very easy to play and also offers a lot of interesting team fight strategy, because you make it a 4v4 and then you pop out of your ultimate and you're still this humongous guy with a club. So I really like that champion, especially into the Shen matchup. GG's to wtfami in the top lane. That was fun. Honestly, the first game was the most intense game I think I've played all season. This season it was so close for so long and was honestly just really, really fun to play. So GG's to NA Rams for that game in particular.
Very good. I was just so ready to say Elite Warrior, and we had a couple people in chat, going on bench the Kench, unload the toad, inhibit the ribbit, but don't want to sacrifice a potential win if it just doesn't pan out. So completely understand that.
Next time for sure. Next time, I got you.
So it looks like there's no more questions coming out from the chat, and I'm all spent out as well. And I think this week was the first time that you guys went against each other. So really intense games coming out. So really appreciate that. Being that you two are the top two teams, I'm for sure certain that you guys have solidified your position in the playoffs. So I'm excited to see you guys potentially fight each other once more, and we'll see how they go. But with that, we're going to go ahead and jump to our common question that we asked towards the end of the interviews. MVPs. I'm going to go ahead and go over to... Where's my finger going to point? NA Rams. Let's do MVPs for the enemy team, and if you're comfortable enough, MVP for your team, but not forced to.
For the enemy team, I think I kind of have to give it to the doctor. 10-0-5 in the second game, and he was a big chungus in the first game. It was hard to deal with. Especially with the first game, whenever we went for team fights, we kind of had to stay back enough to peel the Darius off of Urchin, as Urchin was mostly our main damage. So, big props to Doctor in both games.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to go switch over to Coconut Crabs, emminik MVP for the enemy team.
Yeah, in game one, it was absolutely Urchin Merchant. Huge play, got a pentakill, really, really close game. That was us getting...
I didn't steal it this time.
On the board. Yeah, man, he was absolutely 1v5 crushing us. So, Urchin Merchant for game one for sure. And in game two, I'm actually going to give it to the Sejuani. RIPDusty was tough to track and like keeping us on our toes there. Yeah. So in game 2, definitely Sejuani. But for us, I will agree and wholeheartedly give the nod to top lane. Plan for this matchup was to try to carry through top, and the Doctor stepped up in a big way. Really, really great game. Perfect game 2. Good stuff.
Sounds good then. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you both teams for a fantastic series. And a reminder for those who are chiming into the stream, we do have one more match coming up at 9 o'clock of the Glazed Non-Human Primates versus the Nate Owls. Ironically, both captains are in here. So I'll see you, Achievements 21 on the Rift, in about an hour. Final thing, I'm going to go ahead and unmute some folks. If anybody from either team wants to say something to your team, the enemy team, or those watching.
Good
GG's,
games.
guys. Yeah, that was a really great matchup. Great games.
Yeah, very good games. The first game was, like Doc said,
It was so intense.
really, yeah, it was
Oh my
close.
God.
It was that's a lot of fun.
Lots of clenching.
I would have loved to play against more than once
Yeah.
in the whole season, but I mean, we'll get to play again. What's
Good
that?
luck, Becky. Dylan, trying to
What?
lane gank me level 3 in the second game, Dylan? What are you thinking? That actually scared the crap out of me. I insta-flashed. I didn't know what was happening.
I was like, well, once I walked in the bush, and then I forgot about the Sejuani passive, and it went to Devin, and I was like, I don't know if you can see
didn't
like the
even
little
notice.
animation.
I literally didn't notice. You just appeared.
I don't know if it shows the animation like while I'm in bush or not, but I was like, he might see this animation, and then somebody called Vi coming up, and I was like, he might have saw the animation. They might be coming for a 2v2, which
We're literally just coming for the 1v2, and then all of a sudden it's a 2v2.
yeah.
So, well played,
Alrighties.
regardless.
Well, thank you guys again, and we're gonna do our post normal song sign off, but we'll see you guys in about an hour. Hope you guys can chime in, and again, thank you everyone.
Bloodied and scorned, tattered and torn, hanging on by a thread. With death at our door, the cannon still roar. We shall not bend. If the flag doesn't wave at the end of the day, what is there left to save? Tell me, what is there left to save? And if there's nothing left to save, it's clear there's nothing left to lose. I'll strike the match and light the fuse. Set me on fire so I can rise from the demons I'm keeping inside my mind. Into the flames, all that remains is what I needed to keep on believing. bricks and stones.